because everybody kind of knows that it's very cyclical as an asset, and that when the cycle goes, it can have tremendous returns. So I think that's going to be in the back of many people's minds who are out of the market right now. With the Bitcoin ETF, they're going to be more enticed by it. So look, it is very positive, and that capital flow that comes into the space.
Hey guys, welcome back to Everyday Finance. In this video, Raoul Pal discusses Bitcoin and crypto. He consistently reviews daily charts and frequently monitors market conditions to identify overbought and oversold assets. He possesses a deep understanding of the market and does not feel the need to hedge his positions. It's important to note that there is a significant amount of trading happening in single stock options on tech names compared to the S&P 500. This makes the single stock option market on tech names in the United States the most active market globally. It's not comparable to trading options on Eurodollar or SOFA options. This market holds the top spot in terms of size and activity, and lots of things Raoul Pal discusses, so please watch the video to end, and share this video, and subscribe our channel Everyday Finance. Thanks.
I know nothing is that Gary Gensler was under a lot of fire politically because of saying no to everything. And he had said that Bitcoin was not a security. So therefore it becomes really difficult not to allow or to appease the politicians by saying, look, I've passed the bloody Bitcoin ETF. At least I've done something. You know, I'm comfortable with Bitcoin. So my guess is he gave the nod to BlackRock and said, listen, I need to do something. We're going to do this. And they've obviously have an open conversation with the SEC. The SEC had given the guidance as, we will accept this if you do this. So they all did it. What was really amazing within that, bit of humble pie, that the SEC is suing Coinbase while at the same time are going to approve them as a major part of the mechanism of the ETF. And it kind of shows the incongruity of this ridiculous situation they found themselves in. Then you add the XRP ruling, and it makes it really hard for them to stop some of this stuff. So, you know, I think Gensler probably comes under more political pressure because of what's just happened as well. It kind of fuels the politicians, the pro-crypto politicians were like, this is not sustainable. And Gensler's opinion appears to be wrong. So the overreach argument. So overall, these are really good things for the space. Now, the Bitcoin ETF, I've always said the ETF doesn't matter unless the market has momentum. If it has momentum, it becomes this sucking sound of bringing in RIAs in the United States and individual investors and pension plans and others. And lo and behold, we're in the middle of crypto spring where things are starting to really warm up. And that sound of FOMO you hear in the distance is thundering closer and closer. And that's going to bring these people in. So if we continue the way we've been going and prices are rising, and let's say Bitcoin's at 40,000, by the time the ETF comes in, there's going to be a blind panic. Because everybody kind of knows that it's very cyclical as an asset. And that when the cycle goes, it can have tremendous returns. So I think that's going to be in the back of many people's minds who are out of the market right now. With the Bitcoin ETF, they're going to be more enticed by it. So look, it is very positive. And that capital flow that comes into the space, let's say $10 billion comes in the ETF, whatever, that money then flows into the space. People take profit in their original Bitcoin, it gets reinvested into ETH or Solana or whatever else. And then before you know it, recycles into NFTs, because all of these digital assets is a kind of global economy, a separate global economy, made up of smaller economies like ETH and Bitcoin. And once you have new foreign direct investment into an economy, things boom. And that's what's going to happen.
Jenny Johnson is the CEO and president of Franklin Templeton, a highly esteemed financial firm that manages an impressive $1.6 trillion in assets. During an interview with Bloomberg's David Westland at the 27th Annual Milan Institute Global Conference in California, Johnson expressed her strong support for blockchain technology. She discussed various topics, including tokenization and generative artificial intelligence. When asked about the benefits of tokenization for Franklin Templeton, Johnson had a lot to say. Johnson was eager to respond. sharing their enthusiasm for blockchain technology. They described a situation where a company conducted a side-by-side experiment, comparing the processing of account records using traditional methods and blockchain for several months. According to Johnson, the results were surprisingly positive. They were amazed by the cost-effectiveness of running it on blockchain. Johnson emphasized the efficiency of this technology and expressed belief in its potential to create new investment opportunities. They even predicted that ETFs and mutual funds would eventually transition to blockchain, citing the significant costs associated with verifying data across different systems, a problem that blockchain was specifically designed to solve. Johnson also emphasized the importance of data verification among financial institutions and stakeholders, especially when it comes to blockchain. According to her, blockchain provides a single, reliable source of truth for all parties involved. By making savings, both in terms of money and time, you can open up a wider range of investment options. According to Johnson, she mentioned the example of pop superstar Ryan, who released a series of 300 NFTs. These NFTs provided their owners with a small percentage of royalties for one of the artist's songs through a smart contract. The CEO also highlighted that Franklin Templeton had recently collaborated with Microsoft to develop an AI-powered sales assistant. Additionally, she discussed the investment opportunities in this field and the potential of AI-powered translation services to overcome language barriers in finance. Let's get back to Raoul Pal interview.
I mean, I'm not much of a trader, so I take a long-term strategic position. My view for a long time is while I like Bitcoin, I'm more predisposed towards the broader ecosystem itself, because I think the whole of Web3 and crypto is a much larger thing than just a store of value money component, which is an important part of that in itself. And so therefore, I've tended to have ETH as my larger bet, and I've had that for a long time because my thesis is these things are all valued on Metcalfe's law, which is network effects, and that's the number of people who use it and then the number of applications really that go on. Now, ETH's equation within that is there's actually more users, the amount of activity is higher because of all the applications, but the sizes of the transactions are smaller. But because so much is being built on top, the network effects grow over time. So over time, I expect it to outperform. But in each bull market, there's another something that does really well. And my eye is on Solana because it's got a large ecosystem, a lot of developer activity, a lot of applications layer tools. Now, does that work or not? I don't really know, but I think it's a reasonable probability bet that it's like kind of ETH was in 2018-19, came from the dust down 97% and survived. You know, the Lindy effect of surviving a massive bear market, you know, with all the FTX stuff is a good thing. Could it be another ecosystem that takes fire? Of course, and many will. So it's just a very interesting time. One of the things that I try and focus people's mind on as they get a bit lost in day-to-day price action is $65 billion of venture capital money went into this space in 2020 and 2021. The products that were built are going to be coming out in this bull market. Mm-hmm. So if you remember the last bull market, it's like DeFi, NFTs, social tokens. What's it going to be this time around? We don't know, but there's going to be a lot of stuff because a lot of money went into some really smart teams who are building all sorts of applications and ecosystems. I keep an eye on a lot. I mean, I still own some XRP, for example. I still own stuff, you know, Matic, interesting. You know, there's the Arbitrum and the layer twos. You know, how's that going to play out? That's an interesting space. I've got a stronger thesis on Solana, less strong on others. I'm very interested in Sui and what they can do because, you know, the technology is very empowering, and Aptos, you know, that's a very interesting application, a different type of chain. So let's see again. But as you said, it's all well and good to have the best technology in the world. You need to both have a community that is active and growing, and you need to have applications being built. You know, so like ICP didn't really go anywhere because some reason they didn't get either of those two things combined together.
Reassessing the BTC price movement after the recent block subsidy housing, which has gained significant popularity. Trader and analyst devastated capital has decided to put an end to the current period of weakness. Historically, BTUSD has experienced a decline in the weeks following a halving event. However, this risky period is now reaching its conclusion by the end of April. WCK Capital accurately predicted a significant decline in Bitcoin's value over a 2-week period, which ultimately proved to be true as it reached a 2-month low of $56,500. Bitcoin did experience a downside movement as anticipated. The price has fallen below the reaccumulation range low, similar to what happened in 2016. According to his statement on TimeWise, the post-halving danger zone purple has been fulfilled. However, the official end of the danger zone is in 2 days. If you learned something from this video, then please like this video and subscribe our channel Everyday Finance, and we will meet in next video. Thanks.